All right, boom. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for joining another episode of Harmonious Hour. Well, we are here for episode 7, I believe, of Harmonious Hour, and we have a very special guest. We have the homie Scumbags here. What's up, dude?
What up, Yuri? How are you?
You know what I noticed is because we're like sitting side to side, we're not sitting face to face. Every time I have a guest, I like try to say hi like this, and they always leave me hanging. So it's like I feel like I just need to stop doing that. Just be like, hey, what's up? But also, I'm noticing, it is kind of weird to do a podcast where we're both looking straight. We're not looking at each other at all.
It's like I'm looking at myself.
Oh yeah, and we have a mirror right there, so yeah, it is kind of like you're just looking at yourself. But all right, so yeah, guys, we're here with my homie Scumbags, and for anyone that doesn't know, it's like a clothing brand, basically, right? How would you describe it?
It's a clothing brand. I started in 2008.
Damn.
It's like a lifestyle brand, pretty much, and well, now people just know me for my brand, so
yeah,
I
but
guess it's a character now.
What kind of like products have you made? Like mainly like clothes, or like you made skateboards too, or no?
Yeah, I make skateboards, I make T-shirts, I make shorts, sweaters,
and like girls wear too,
yeah, girls
like
wear too,
booty shorts and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. God damn, I forgot what I was gonna say already. But either way, yeah. So it's like basically like is it a skateboarding brand though? That's what I was kind of wondering about.
When I started, I wanted to be a skateboarding brand, but it's just it's kind of hard to be a skateboarding brand because there's like
it's very small market,
yeah,
right?
it's like politics, I would say, in it, because it's pretty much just pro skaters who start their brand and just continue to create their brands, and
yeah, exactly.
They stay together, you know. So for me to come in, I don't know any pro skaters. Well, I know pro skaters now, but
yeah,
coming in, I didn't come in with nothing like that. So
yeah, it's a common thing for like brands to find like some young talented skateboarder who is gonna help them put their map on the brand. I mean, their brand on the map. I mean, their map on the brand. Their brand on the map. But then at a certain point, the kid realizes like, oh wait, like why am I doing all this work for them to make basically most of the profits when I could just make my own brand and then I get all the profits or whatever.
But then it's hard because everybody says that, right? Like everybody always says like, oh, I could start my brand, but it's not easy.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I've been doing my brand since 2008. It's not easy. It's hard.
No, yeah.
It's pretty complicated, to be honest.
100%.
And then like let's say like Nigel Houston, right?
Uh-huh.
So he started his own brand, but he took so many years. He got famous because of Element or all the brands he was sponsored by.
Yeah.
They all helped him out. They put money behind them.
And he's such a huge name. He could make a brand called, crap or whatever, and like people are gonna be like, "Oh, this is fire" or whatever. Like he has such a huge fan base that he's always gonna sell 500 boards or whatever it is. That's it will be a big number to other companies, but to him, he could probably just do it like that, just because his fan base is so big.
The sponsors helped them out to get that big as well, So
that's true.
Like all
that's
the
true.
spotlights, all the right placement, all the hookups and shit like that. So
no, yeah, 100%.
like if you go independent as a skater, it's hard, to be honest. Like anything, like in music, if you go independent, it's a bitch. But if like
you have to be like kind of co-signed or whatever already. Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. That's true.
Or someone with a game plan too, because you could come in and like you could be the best skater, but you don't know business, you don't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're not a designer. So now you're like, oh, I want to design my own shit. Then you get on the computer and you're like, what do I do?
Yeah. Well, actually, I wanted to ask you about that stuff and get into it, but like, let's take it back a little bit. Where we've hung out a couple of times, or whatever, but I don't know too much about you. You told me that like people think you're Hispanic, but you're Cuban, actually, right?
Well, Hispanic is Cuban. Cuban is Latino, so
okay,
it's under the same thing, right? Hispanic.
But your parents are all from Cuba?
No, my dad's from Guatemala, my mom's from Cuba.
So
I
you're like
grew up with my mom, pretty much. So
okay, I see.
I grew up on the Cuban side. I eat Cuban food. I don't eat Guatemalan food really.
But where were you like born and where'd you grow up?
I was born and raised in LA. Well, I was born in Inglewood in the hospital.
Oh shit.
Then I lived in a MacArthur Park area for my first year.
Uh-huh.
And then I moved to the city of Maywood.
What year did you wait, you were a baby when you lived in MacArthur Park, so I didn't remember.
I was 1 year old, and then my mom said it was too ghetto. So
I was going to say, I don't know what year that was, but MacArthur Park is bad now. I heard it was worse back then. Worse.
My mom was like, yeah, back then, you were kids, so you guys don't remember. We used to walk around. There was prostitutes asking your dad if he wanted to fuck.
What the fuck?
And then I remember one time I was a kid right there, and we're in the park, because we did go back later on in life.
Yeah.
And then I just remember my parents like, get up. And I'm like, what? And there's some guy throwing fireballs, like things of fire at people in the daytime.
What the fuck?
So we all got up and we started running out.
Bro, it's funny to give people like a reference of MacArthur Park as well. Like that is already insane. But I've always heard stories of MacArthur Park being ghetto and dangerous, all that stuff. But there's this Lake Street skate park to get there you have to take that stop. You have to get off MacArthur Park, then you skate to Lake Street. And I remember the first time I went to Lake Street skate park, we had to go to MacArthur Park, and I remember I was telling my friend like, oh fuck, I wonder what's gonna happen. This might be crazy. We get off the train station, and then as soon as we get off, we're like skating down the street, and some dude, bro, literally like a movie moment. Some dude comes up to us in like a long fucking, like, it was like a leather jacket, but it was one of those like long jackets where he opens it up, and the inside of his jacket is a bunch of IDs. And
Shit.
and he's like, you guys need a fake ID. He's like, he looks at me. He's like, boom, takes out an ID with some kid that looks like me, and he's like, boom, like this one's 18. I can make you 21 too. And he's like, $40 for an ID, and it's scannable and all this shit. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm good. But that was like 5 minutes into being in MacArthur Park.
Oh yeah, that's just still sketch. I used to live there 5 years ago. Like around there, like maybe like 3 blocks from MacArthur Park. Dude,
Yeah.
that shit was ghetto still. Like I've never seen so much heroin in my life.
Oh really?
Like I thought like I seen drugs growing up. Hell no. When I was right there, like needles everywhere, food shooting up everywhere,
Jeez.
girls shooting up everywhere. Like I'll leave my apartment. There's like people passed out with the heroin needle in them.
Fuck,
Like
dude.
bad. Like I've never seen that shit.
Holy, is it downtown worse, or you think?
Downtown is more crackhead, so it's more louder.
Oh,
Like-
MacArthur Park is more like working class people doing drugs on the street.
No, it's just fucking heroin addicts, so they're all
Oh.
passed out.
Oh my
So,
fucking
like, they just shoot
god.
up and
Oh,
pass
but
out.
downtown's more crack, is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
Downtown
Okay.
is crack, and that's it. It's
Holy shit.
like more heroin from what I
But
noticed.
where did you spend your childhood, or did you move around a lot, or did you
Well-
spend like most of your childhood in one spot?
I grew up in the city of Maywood, so I went to like Fishburne, then I went to Nimitz.
How far away is Maywood from here?
Maywood from here is damn, from here probably like 35 minutes.
Okay, what's it like? Is it towards Pasadena, or is
Well, you
it?
could get
up
no,
north?
You know where Slauson is? You know how Nipsey Hussle always talks about Slauson?
Yeah.
So Slauson passes by Maywood and Atlantic takes you to Pasadena and to Long Beach.
Ah, I see. Okay,
So
okay.
I'm
So
on that side of town. Like I grew up on Slauson and Atlantic, skating every day right there.
ah,
So I literally skated on Slauson every day.
really?
Like, growing up.
What years was this?
Shit.
Because if you started,
97?
you were skating in '97. Oh, how old were you?
Right now I'm 38, 37, 38,
Uh huh.
37.
Okay.
Yeah, I always forget because I'm like, after 30, I stopped counting. I was like, fuck all that. 37, so.
Wait, in '97, how old were you when you were skating around? That's
Well, I started in the 6th grade skating because in the 5th
Whoa.
grade. And then in the 5th grade, I started skating with some Ken Griffey's on. Because the homie's like, oh, you can't do an ollie? And I'm like, oh, let me try that shit. And I did an ollie. I was like, oh, this is dope. And then I started skating after that.
whoa. Wait, so what year? Do you remember what year this was? Oh, what year did you start skating? Like '94?
90, maybe. When Tupac got shot, I started skating.
That was '98.
98?
Yeah.
All right.
That was
so
like
93?
no, I don't think it was '93. I think it was '98.
No, it was 98. Hell no, it wasn't 98. I was in
Because I came to
95.
I came to America in '98, and and I remember when I
You're
was
probably right,
when I
'cause
was in
I had to be
America,
12.
he had been shot or whatever. But dude, that's insane. Okay, so how did you get into skating? And then also, what was like when I went to okay, so again, what was your age? You think like middle school, high school?
Yeah, I was in let's say the 6th grade. The beginning of the 6th grade, I started skating, right?
Okay, so that's like middle
so then
school
I
era.
got good. Like in 6 months, I got really good. So I started getting known around the neighborhood. Like, oh, he skates good. And back then, skateboarding wasn't like how it is now. Like back then, if you were a skater, you were a weirdo.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like back when I went to school, it was like people felt indifferent. No one. But nowadays, I'm sure the skateboarders are like the cool guys, and everyone's like so interested in it. But back in the day, it was like
Hell no.
no one cared really.
No bitches. I got no bitches back then. and shit. The bitches didn't want me for anything. Like, oh, you're a skater. You're a weirdo. You're a maniaco. Like,
A maniaco?
yeah,
What does that
a
mean?
maniacs.
What is that? Is that
like a crazy guy? Like, oh, you're crazy. You like rock. So
you
they-
like rock?
So
Wait,
they used to call us maniacs and shit like that.
what the? Can I repeat that word by myself without you?
Maniaco. Say maniaco.
Is that a slur though? I already said it. Maniaco.
Maniaco means crazy.
Oh, okay.
But then we say maniacs just for the fuck of it.
But is that like?
That's not a real word. But
Oh, okay.
Maniaco is, and then maniacs just mean like, damn, you're acting all maniacs.
real?
Like, you're acting all
Maniacs.
crazy.
That's the first time I heard. It's a Spanish word.
Yeah, and,
What the fuck?
in Maywood, Bell, they use that word a lot.
Okay, Bell. I've heard of Bell. All right. So you went to schools out there then, like
Yeah, I went to Bell High, got kicked out.
Bell High. That's what I've heard.
And then I
of
went to Southgate High, so then I met more skaters over there. So that's when I really started skating hard.
Holy
When I
shit.
got kicked out, then I was like skating with the Southgate people, and they were good. So that's when I really started taking skating serious.
Bro, that's an interesting age to start skating, or just be skating around the 90s, because that's known to be like the golden era
That
of
was dope.
skateboarding. You know what I mean? That's
I
like
remember when Nike came in, and no one wanted that shit in there.
really.
I remember Nike, and I was reading the magazine. I was like, why is Nike in here? I was mad. I was like, oh, this shit's selling out. Skateboarding is going
No.
to shit. Watch, it's gonna get all fucking commercial,
Uh,
and then it got crazy. You know, I skate in Nikes now, so you know, I'm like, damn.
It's just like the cheapest, the cheapest, most efficient way. Do you have a lighter? Also, by the way.
I have.
Oh wait,
Backpack.
thank you. Shout to Doug. But yeah, dude, like that's known to be like the golden era of skateboarding, where like skateboarders were, I don't know, at least if you were a skateboarder, it was like there was like so much lore around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like kind of knowing about pros and even seeing them in person, it was kind of like such a big deal.
Well, where I used to skate at every day on Slauson at Atlantic at a McDonald's right there. All the pros used to show up right there, like.
Damn.
Well, back then it was called. There was a skateboard company called Neighborhood.
Uh huh.
It had like Julio de la Cruz in it, Shorty Gonzalez. So they used to always pull up, and they used to pull up with all the Brazilians back in the day, or was it the Brazilians or the Spaniards? They used to bring Enrique something. He was on Action.
Oh shit, I don't know.
Whatever. They brought all these Spaniards, and they were fucking shit up. Like they were the best skaters, all the Spaniards.
Just hella good.
Yeah. So we were all like, damn, all the Spaniards were taking over back then.
What the fuck?
You got to see that.
What was your relationship with your with your parents at this time when you were like, you know, from middle school to high school? Were they like mad about the skateboarding, or were they supportive of it?
My dad hated skateboarding. Like
he thought it was just like some stupid
luckily
shit.
my parents got divorced. In the
You said luckily?
Yeah, because that fool would be hating. He tried to break our skateboards every day. Like,
Oh my
he
god.
would only let us go skate for 1 hour. He'll go, you guys could go skate for 1 hour and come back. Like literally, if we didn't come back, we'll get beat. Whatever.
I had the same rules with my dad, and he would do this show where he would be like, you can only skate on the sidewalk in front, and I'd be like, that's not enough room, dude. I'm like, it's like that doesn't, you know, like I would explain to him I need room to move around and shit, and he'd be like, no, front of the sidewalk for like an hour or
But
two.
did,
Like
did
that's
he
all you
think it
get.
was a dumb sport when you told him like I skate? Did he say that's not a real sport?
You know, yeah, not he wouldn't even say sport. He would say, I don't understand it. He's like, you're just standing there, jumping around, shaking your nuts all day. That's how he would describe it in Russian. You know, like in Russian it sounds funnier, but he's trying to roast it. He's just like, you're just standing there, fucking jiggling your nuts all day. He's like, you ain't doing shit. So that was like his description of it. But then also, my parents, we just came straight from Russia. So when they're seeing my homies, all my homies are older than me, and they're all like long hair, you know, ripped jeans and dirty shirts and like smoking and like drinking, and like they're just thinking like Yuri's gonna become one of these guys, like, so they were
Like a
scared of that
stoner.
shit. Yeah, but your mom was cool with it. She was supportive.
My mom's always been cool with it. My dad was always like, I don't know, that fool was just a dick, I guess.
You haven't like do you still talk to him?
Yeah, we still talk. Not a lot, you know, like even since back then we never really talked that much. Like now we talk kind of more than before.
Yeah,
Cause
now
I'm
that you
older.
don't have to like worry about his like stupid rules or whatever it is.
Yeah, now we're older and I kind of accepted like maybe he just didn't understand back then. Cause I'm telling you, back then when I started skateboarding, it wasn't like popular. Like he's like, this is not a real sport. You'll never make money off of skateboarding.
Yeah.
And I was like, back then it was VHS. I was like, what do you mean? Look at this contest. He won $10,000. And then he's like, fuck that shit. And he'll try to break our boards and all this weird shit. So I was like, man, that shit was.
He would actually be breaking your board. My dad never broke my board, but he would be like stealing my boards and like hiding my completes. Like I would wake up on a Saturday, like, and both my parents would like have to go to work or something that day, and I'd be excited to go skate, and I would go look for my board and it would be gone, and then I'd call him and he'd be like, "Oh, I get home at 3, and I'll give you your board at that
Oh,
time."
that's a dick.
And I'd be like, "Bro, you fucking asshole."
He never hid. I don't think he did hide the boards. Come to they got divorced like maybe 7 months into my skating. So
How
that-
old were you when they got divorced?
I was in the 6th grade.
Were you like most kids when their parents get divorced, they go through like some sort of period of depression, they feel like it's their fault, they're upset, like you
Well-
seem like now you're happy. Were you happy about it back
Well,
then
I know
too?
why they divorced. Well, I made them divorce too at the same time.
You
because-
made them?
Well, yeah, because I told my mom like they would fight a lot. So I'm like, yo, you guys should just divorce at this point. Like, y'all guys are fighting. Like, dude, I've been
Oh.
a grown up kid since the longest. So I've been like,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the crazy mentality since I was a kid. Like, why don't you guys just break up? Like, you guys are always fighting, blah blah blah, and then like all this shit. There was more drama to it, so that I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then she ended up getting the divorce, and then after that, well, we could do whatever the fuck we want, me and my brother. So there was no dad in the house, so we're skating every night. No more 1 hour skating only. This was like fuck. When we got home, we got home. You know?
took your privilege to the max
Yeah.
immediately. But did your mom ever get to a point where she was like, "You're coming home hella late, smelling like weed or alcohol"? Like, did she ever get pissed off about that type
Nah,
of
'cause
shit?
she mind her own business. Well, nah, she was busy with her own life. That like literally, I'll be fucking drunk. I had a beer gut when I was like 17.
Oh my
Like, I was
god,
bad.
dude.
I think I overdosed. I don't know if I overdosed or not, but I was doing meth like when I was 15.
What?
Yeah, I got fucked up on meth. I had to go to the hospital.
Did you start smoking weed first, or did you like?
Yeah, I started smoking weed at maybe in the 9th grade I started smoking weed.
Holy shit.
And then like I started doing meth. Like, well, back in that day.
Why? Like, was it like I got into ecstasy because I thought it was like a fun party drug and it seemed like everyone was having a good time. Why'd you like want to try to do meth?
Cause I was a sick ass pothead and I was tired, bro. I'd be well, I used to go to gigs a lot back then because I was a punker.
Uh huh.
So I used to go to punk rock shows, whatever gigs in Huntington Park, South Central, all that shit. So we'd be drinking. I'll be like, man, I'm getting tired. I'm smoking, drinking, getting drowsy, and then
meth goes with the punk scene for sure.
My homie used to be a meth head, so he's all like, hey, why don't you try this? You'll wake up. So I was like, oh, all right, let me try that. And I was like, damn, I woke up. I was right there talking to the homie, like good conversation, everything. Up for like 3 days, dog. Like
3 days?
The most I did was 3 days, and then
oh my god.
Luckily, I only did meth for like a month, or else.
What is this? Like I've heard that story seems to be very common amongst people who have had like a little meth experience where they've done it a couple times. But what is like whenever I do a 24-hour stream where I don't sleep, immediately as soon as I get off the stream, like I need to go to sleep. Like it's like I can't even like stop it, right?
You start seeing shit, right?
After 3 days, like what is your like what do you do? Like you just go to sleep for 16 hours? Like
so you never done meth?
I've done ecstasy, so
the same shit.
No, but I was gonna say is like there's no way I've gone pure ecstasy every time.
This shit feels like, okay, if you do coke, all right, you do coke, you snort a line, you're high for like 30 minutes, right?
Oh, I've also tried coke before. There's no way every time I've done coke it's pure either.
It's coke times like 20.
Every time I've done coke, I haven't felt any type of like exhilarating experience.
Yeah, when I do coke now, I just get sleepy.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I quit doing coke like a year and a half ago, because I'm like, bro, I do coke and I just want to go to sleep.
Do you think it's because like you're getting fake coke? Because like I've only done coke like I don't know, maybe like 8 times in my life a long time ago, and every single time I've done it, the person who had it was like, "This is the best stuff in Los Angeles. This is uncut. This is like untampered with." Blah blah.
I've done real shit off the brick. No cap. Oh,
that's what everyone says though.
No, literally off the brick, bro. And I just get tired, bro. I don't know. I smoke weed all day. I stay up as long as your streams. I stay up watching them without fucking. I don't do coke or nothing like that. So
yeah.
I have insomnia really bad. Like. I smoke a lot. I started smoking weed when I was 30 for my insomnia, and I just turned into a pothead. Now I can't sleep again, and I don't want. And I used to drink.
Wait, you say you started smoking when you were 30?
Yeah,
again.
I stopped when I was 16 after that overdose shit that happened. Whatever. I don't know what it was. I was on meth the day before. The next day I went to school. I started tripping. Like, well, we're gonna go smoke at my house after school.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we're there. It was with my 2 homies. Then those people started looking all small to me, like short, like old men. I started tripping, bro. My heart started beating crazy.
Oh shit! In school?
No, in my house.
Oh, in your house.
So we still always do the ditching parties at my house.
Oh,
well, like,
I used to do the same thing.
It was like that house. I don't know how the fuck my mom never caught me smoking weed in that house. We used to smoke weed every day there, and she never caught it.
Would you do this? I would do this thing where I would go to school, and I would be like, "Hey guys, I'm trying to hop out of school. How much money you got on a sack?" And then I would just ask the same question to like 30 people, and I would get like 10 people. We'd all have like 20, 30 bucks, jump the fence, go buy weed for my friend, and then go to my house and smoke weed or whatever. And I've done that a couple times, and it was like I never thought about it as like a ditching party, but it basically was.
We had that every Wednesday.
You had it planned?
We had it every Wednesday. It was the same 5 homies. We'll meet up. We all had 5 on it, because back then it was stress or pretendo. So there was There was chronic. There was chronic back then, but that shit was $20 for a blunt.
Oh my god!
So all of us we're all fucking in high school, so we don't want to pay that shit.
Yeah. Dude, so, back in the day, we
looked like shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you couldn't. Yeah.
It looked like I remember we used to buy shake and like shit from random people used to sell weed in the neighborhood, right? Like an old lady would be selling weed.
No way.
You have to go to a cholo's house to get weed, or an old lady's house, or like just some weird shit.
Dude, apparently, like, my group of skaters, I never personally bought weed from him, but our first weed dealer when I was, like, I don't know, like, 15 and shit, I forgot his name, but apparently it was, like, this trans person who, like, lived not too far away from the park that we skated at all the time, and, I don't know how this connection was made, but, I had asked, I was like, where do you guys buy your weed from? And they told me, they're like, there's this trans person who lives like in this house, and we just go to this house and knock on his door, and he gives us weed. And I was like, oh shit.
It was always just a knock on the door, and it
was like some shit like that.
Yeah, it was weird. It was sketch, and we were kids, bro. They were selling us weed.
Exactly, you're kids too. It's so funny because I remember when I was a kid, we would always be stuck in situations where we didn't have a swisher, and we sometimes be posted up in front of a liquor store or some shit and be like asking any random person like, please buy us a swisher, and every time a person was like, no, I don't want to risk getting in trouble, it'd be like, oh, you lame ass.
You never smoked the Bible paper?
Like Out of the Bible?
Yeah, the back pages are blank. That's how we used to smoke. That's how we used to make our zigzags back then.
Bro,
From all the Bible
are
paper
they thin too?
Yeah, they're thin. They're blank pages. In the back, there's like 6 or some shit like that, or 10.
What
so
the
you could cut 'em.
fuck?
That's how the homie used to roll the joints at the beginning.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Bro, I never even heard that before.
Yeah.
All right, wait, hold on. So
It's wax paper, isn't it? Like,
I feel like I don't want to talk about drugs too much because I feel like there's like a lot of things to talk about with the clothing brand.
Oh, yeah, true.
Well,
that brings up my brand is about drugs. If you notice, well, all my marketing is about drugs. It's my real life. I grew up seeing drugs every day.
Yeah, yeah.
My friends turned into meth heads growing up. Like now, a lot of them are like meth heads, you know. So I go back to my neighborhood sometimes, like, damn, you know, I was gonna be there.
I have a fair amount of people that I either grew up, they were like either my close friends or like older people that I knew through other people that, you know, you see it a lot in Hollywood. I feel like a lot of people fall towards drugs, and it's
everywhere. It's not
crazy.
Even hard, bro. I think drugs is everywhere. To be honest, I'm like, bro, it's in the movies. Fuck no, I grew up to seeing hella meth.
No, that's
what the hell?
That's true. Honestly, it's just like we just see what happens when you grow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all the people that we see. When I see Joey, and I'm like, I think of him as 13-year-old Joey from, you know, elementary. It's like, no, man, now Joey's 28 and he's smoking meth, you know, like in the alley or some shit. I don't know. But, okay, so one thing that I find really interesting is nowadays, if someone wants to start a clothing brand or whatever it is, you go on TikTok. TikTok has so many tutorials, and it's tutorials from how to screen print, how to tie-dye, what factories to contact, how to set up a website. But then even without TikTok, before TikTok, there was YouTube. You know, YouTube, you could find everything, how to set up a Shopify, how to do all that stuff. You started your brand in 2008, which is like, at that time there was YouTube, but it wasn't the YouTube we know nowadays. It was like explosions and gun videos and like, you know, people making melting rocks. I don't know, just like random shit.
YouTube was just that video of the little fat kid trying to pass the river and like, no way, no.
Yeah, it was like that.
That was it.
It was that type of stuff,
that
exactly. And like lip syncing videos, I guess, too. But like at that time, if I wanted to start a clothing brand, I remember even at that time thinking like about starting brands.
How old were you in 2008?
I was in 8th grade, so I must have been like 12 or 13. And I remember thinking like, if I wanted to start a brand, like you would have to make a factory and learn how to make glass or learn how to make a shirt. But now you understand like how the whole process works. It's a little bit easier. You don't have to, you know, get that in depth. But how did you find out how to start the brand, basically? How did you do the research?
See, now it's easier. Like now I YouTube shit all day.
Yeah.
Back then there wasn't, like you said, no YouTube. I started off in MySpace. So I started Scumbags and I made a page on MySpace. So I started there. So I've been on the internet since MySpace days, right? Marketing my brand.
Yeah.
So I learned that like back then to upload a video was a bitch. If you did a photo shoot, you had to bro, everything was so complicated back then. Like to take a memory card, it was just, everything was hard as fuck.
You had to know actual like more computer shit.
Yeah, you have to know somebody that knows how to do shit. So you had to hire a photographer. You had to hire this marketing. You had no idea.
You couldn't take nice photos on your phone.
No,
real
hell
quick
no.
and
You
shit,
just could make phone calls on the phone back then.
Yeah.
Or the pictures were fucking shitty. You know?
Yeah, like 8 megapixels.
And then you had it on your phone. There was no way to get it to the computer.
Yes,
there was
exactly.
No internet there was no internet on the fucking phone back then.
Yeah.
So that's why like I learned on MySpace, and I had Twitter since back then too. So I used those two to market. And then I didn't know how to do anything like silk screening, none of that. So I would pay all that shit.
You would just pay people. But did you always like know about downtown Los Angeles and the fashion district? Is that where you tapped in early?
No, well, I would buy my blanks in downtown, and I would take them to a print shop in Maywood.
Okay.
Back then, so then I would do it like that.
How did you find this print shop? Like
I was in the corner of my block.
You just
I hit him up, and it was a Mexican dude, and then we became friends after that. So I'll print there, drink beer with them and shit like that. So then
damn,
started understanding the game a little bit from him.
Yeah.
Well, from being there, just understanding how orders come in, print,
But did you already have this plan of like making Scumbags, and you're like, oh wait, I have a screen shop on the corner of my street? Or did you already have a relationship with them and think like, oh man, I should maybe like start a brand?
No, I didn't know him. I was just designing shit back then. I'm telling you, MySpace days, I was just designing and putting it up on my page. Like,
okay.
And then people were like, oh, that's cool. And then I was like, man, I'm gonna start a brand, because like in 2007, it was
in
like
8th grade. Were you graduated, or were you in high school?
Yeah, I graduated the 8th grade, and then high school was just, I'm a 10th grader. Like I stayed in the 10th grade.
Wait, so 8th grade, you're in 10th grade?
No.
I mean, I'm sorry. 2008. What grade were you in? Sorry, that was the question I was asking.
Oh, I was already out of I got out of high school. I was supposed to graduate 2004 maybe.
Oh, so you were already way out of high school by that point.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. I was like fucking 12, 13 at that point.
I was
playing Guitar Hero.
Damn. What year were you born in?
94.
Okay, because my brother's born 93 and my sister 95.
Oh shit!
So
I'm like right in between.
Yeah, you're their age. Yeah.
That's interesting. Wow. What do they think about like your clothing brand and like what you're
Well,
doing?
they think I'm crazy because all the booty, all that shit. Because they see my brand, they're like, dude, what the fuck? You always have bitches. You always have all this shit. Like, when are you gonna get a girlfriend? It's like, bro, I don't do relationship for shit, bro. I haven't had a girlfriend since like 2009. Like, literally, or even had a conversation with a woman about, hey, let me be your boyfriend. Like,
Yeah.
since back then, I don't believe in relationships. I don't do those shits.
Well, I was doing a downtown IRL stream a couple days ago, and I was with you when I was doing it, and we were like talking off camera, and you told me you had a girlfriend, and you had like a super negative experience. I'm not sure how much you want to talk about that, but like, is that why?
Well, yeah, no, every guy has this story. You have your best friend, you have your first girlfriend. Later on in life, your best friend ends up fucking your girl.
I don't have that story, and
No?
I'm scared that you're saying that everyone has to have that story.
No, every guy has it. So I had it. Luckily, I had it in the beginning of my life. Where like, damn, I was barely 18. That shit happened. I was like, damn, women are crazy, man. Like, why would she do this? You know, I didn't understand. I didn't understand.
You were super sad about it.
Yeah, it's like my best friend and my girlfriend hooking up. Like, I got done dirty. Well, I'm not a liar, so I don't like lying to people. So I expect people not to lie.
Were you cheating on her at all?
No. Well, this time because that was my high school sweetheart.
Okay.
But we dated in high school, and then this was already when we were 21 again. So we started just trying to spark it up again, and then like that shit happened, and she somehow hooked up with my homie, and it was like,
damn.
Yeah, so that was the big. But that was when I was a normal thinking man who thought,
no,
oh my god, one woman. So men, do not think like that. There's a bunch of bitches. It's funner.
Oh my god, really?
Well, you're in a relationship, so it's kind of hard.
But I'm saying like you know, you're a little bit older than I am, but like you don't ever feel like at some age you might want to have like someone to love and rely on, and maybe kids or grandkids.
No, I'm gonna have kids. My plan is to have kids next year. So it's like
just with anyone.
Doesn't everybody have a kid with just anyone?
No, kind of.
Tell me how many baby daddies you know who didn't want to really nut in her.
Oh my god, I don't know.
A lot.
I feel like you're coming from like a more like, you know, street gutter lifestyle, or like I know that lifestyle, but then also I see the other lifestyle as well, where people can carry on, you know, trustworthy, you know, long-term relationships.
So I'm like okay, like people like you, I'll meet like a man like you that could hold a relationship, and he's cool with one woman. And then you meet like your girl, like you guys are this. That's a rare thing to see in LA.
Really?
No, for real. The good couples in LA, rare to see. It's hard dating out here. It's a bunch of just hoeing around bullshit.
No, that's kind of true.
Ass bitches, like. But to see your relationship, I'm like, damn, I would love that one day. But then again, I don't. I really don't care. I want to fuck a bunch of bitches, and so my dick falls off. To be honest, like.
Oh my god.
So it's like I don't want to waste my time in a relationship because I don't want to be lied to, and.
Yeah.
It's too much responsibility. Like, you have to make her happy. Like, okay, you're doing all this podcasting. You're doing a gang of shit. Imagine if you were single, you had more time to focus. But you focusing on all this shit's gonna hurt her at some point if you're not paying attention to her. You know, like it's gonna ruin your relationship because like, wait, he's not putting enough effort on me. I have no one that's gonna trip.
Yeah.
Exactly. I put in work all day, every day.
That's why, like, you're saying it's rare to find like basically the right person where like. They either understand or your lives and your whatever you do for work are incorporated enough where it's not having that effect. You know what I mean?
So you can tell in your relationship, it's not she understands. You guys understand, but there's other relationship where like the girl's like, oh, you're on stream all day again?
I know exactly.
So luckily your girlfriend pumps you up. I see when I watch you guys together, she pumps you up. There's
yeah.
Behind. That's what I'm saying. When I see you guys, it's rare. I'm more used to seeing like, you're gonna go do a pod again. Oh, you just want to get bitches. I was like, bro, your man is trying to succeed in life, and you're here tearing the poor man apart.
Turning the poor man apart.
Yeah, that's what they do, bro.
Oh my god.
That's why I avoid relationships. Cause like,
do you just tell girls like, what if you're out at a bar or whatever, you hook up with some girl, and then this girl's like, I really like you, and I would like to be loyal to you, and like I would like to continue our relationship. Like, do you tell this type of girl like, oh nah, like I'm just trying to do a one night stand thing?
I don't do one night stand.
Thank you, no thanks.
If the sex is good, we can keep fucking. What the hell? As long as the woman is cool, doesn't bring me no problems. Again, it's hard to find another woman like you said. Like, what if she wants to say like I like you, blah blah. I've dealt with a lot of that. Like, I like you. I don't care if you fuck other bitches. It's cool as long as I don't know. They only last so long, bro. They'll last like 6 months fucking with me, and then they can't take it no more. Cause like, hey, he ain't gonna change.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know. I told you from day one, I'm not gonna change. Either you could be with me or you can't be with me. It's on you, you know.
Does your mom like? Yeah, I know you say your siblings do, but does your mom like breathe down your neck, saying like,
Oh,
"I want some grandkids," or "I want."
But she's been saying that when I was like 23. Dog. Imagine if that's for Latino people mess up too, cause like they hear their parents saying like, "Oh, bring me kids," and then they have a kid, and bro, having a kid's a big responsibility.
No, 100%, dude.
Like, they just think it's cute.
It's like you hear that. It's so like, you know, corny at this point to hear like, you know, kids are a big responsibility. It can affect your life, blah, blah, all that stuff. But I've literally seen it firsthand where one of my homies in high school, when I was 16 and he was 16, he had a friend with, you know, this girl that I knew. I mean, he had a baby with this girl that I knew. He had and at that time I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. But then like after high school, like it became immediate, like a transition where I was hanging out, skating, and I thought he would be joining the crew, but he was out working all day, every day, because he had a kid to take care of. And it was like a thing where sometimes I would hang out with him and smoke and chill, and he would be telling me like, basically like, oh man, like he's now understanding the effects of having a kid at an early age. And I'm like, I know this we've been told this since, you know, we were kids, but people don't understand a lot of shit until they go through it themselves.
Well,
you know.
Okay, look at that scenario again. Say that scenario again. A young man wanted to skate. He had a kid, so what does he have to be? He has to be a fucking man and get a job, right?
Yeah.
And now he has a responsibility, a child. Mm-hmm. So he has to bring food to the table because he's gonna be put on child support no matter what.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, you're 18, you're on child support with a fucking whack ass paycheck from Foot Locker of a fucking $250 a week. The kid's taking the money. You gotta buy Pampers. The chick's screaming at you because you're broke. It's kind of a lot to deal with. And then imagine you were doing all that and you're still trying to start a clothing brand.
Oh my god.
Where the fuck are you gonna get the extra $2,000 a month to invest?
Oh yeah, exactly.
So then you give up. That's why a lot of men give up, get torn down by either their partner doesn't like, fuck that, take care of the kid. That ain't gonna work. Maybe it is gonna work if he tries for 2 years or 3, you know. But the woman is gonna.
I'm sensing you're like you've had like very negative experiences with women where you're like you're like hard on thoughts type shit.
No, I'm with friends too. I've had fools do me dirty with money, shit like that. Like I'm just realistic about life, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm not stupid. Like I tell girls, like, hey, like I tell everybody the truth, and when someone tells you the truth, all you could do is you decide what you want to do with it. Yeah.
Like
if I tell you, hey Yuri, I'm a thief. You accept me in the house, then you know that if someday something gets jacked, like, damn, I left the thief in the house.
Yeah.
So then you have to know what the fuck you're getting into. Like, people that date strippers get mad when she goes to work. Like, bro, you're gonna date the stripper. You accept the fact that she's a dancer. Dog. That's it.
God. Have you ever dated a stripper?
Hell yeah, I dated everything, like porn stars.
Oh my god, bro.
Fucking stripper, but it's crazy shit. You know, it's
Jesus. All right. Well, to get back onto the brand thing, so. You've been working on it for the past like 13 years, because I saw you did a podcast where you said, oh, it's been since 2008, so it's been like a minute now. It's been like 13 years or something like that, like 14 years, I guess. The fuck is the math? I don't know. But my question here though is
14.
How many people do you have helping you with the brand? Like, do you do the designs themselves? Do you
I design
prints, package, like how many people do you have like working on
right now? I have one helper who's like, she'll come and help me, so I pay her to help me whenever it gets crazy. But for the designs, I like to design everything myself. People always hit me up like, hey bro, let me design for you, do this shit. It's like, bro, I started a clothing brand because I love art. I love to design. Why am I gonna let you ghostwrite my shit? And then they're like, I have this idea for you, bro. I have this idea for you. And I'm like, hey, bro, why don't you fucking ask me first what my idea of my brand is, and then you come with your remix. Now you're telling me to listen to your idea without you even asking the artist of what his picture is about, you know? So it's like, I like to design all my own shit. I take all the pictures myself too. I do all the photography. So it's pretty much, I want to tell the whole story myself without someone else fucking up the narration of it, you know? So
that makes sense.
I design everything knowing how I'm gonna shoot it. So when I'm designing, I'm already thinking like, all right, I'm gonna shoot this on a guy. I'm gonna put him in this location, wearing these kind of pants with these kind of shoes to match the shirt, because each shirt design is different. Like this shirt design is not so loud. You make loud shirt. It's So it's kind of like
that's super interesting. Okay. I also another person I want to ask. Well, like one person I wanted to ask you about is when we're doing the downtown IRL stream, I was tased thanks to you.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
Basically, I feel like you brought it up. I don't think I brought up the idea of being tased. But we ran to the homie Miklo, and I met you maybe like I started talking to maybe like a year ago or less than a
Yeah.
year ago. But Miklo, I met him in like 2016. I think before I was even interning for No Jumper, I used to hang out at Brooklyn Projects all the time in their ramp in the back, and Miklo would come and kick it, and I became friends with him. Miklo's like a super cool guy. I feel like he just becomes friends with anyone he meets. But he's like a super talented skateboarder. When he turned 24, he hit me up saying like, "Hey Yuri, today's my birthday." He's like, "I want to film 24 tricks for my 24th birthday."
How you guys told me about that? Like, oh, he hit me up for the thing. Were you guys friends? Like, did you actually have conversations before any of that, or hung out? Or
Yeah,
nothing?
yeah. We would. Well, it's not like we didn't ever like hang out, just be like, "Yo, Miklo, you trying to skate today?" But I would go to Brooklyn Projects ramp every day, and he would come there damn near every day too,
Yeah.
and we would hang out there and kick it. And I was vlogging at that time, making my skateboarding vlog, so he saw I was filming, and I would always he would always be killing the ramp, so I'd be filming him, you know, even trying to get some sick clips and shit for the vlog. And I would like be tagging him, sending him the clips, and he would be hyped on that. And then he hit me up saying like one day randomly like, "Yo, it's my birthday. Can you help film
He
24
is random
tricks?"
like that too. He'll hit a random person up and be like, "Fuck it."
It was in the morning, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "All right, let's go." And then I went out with him, and dude, that shit, you guys can go check it out. It's on my channel. It's like Miklo 24 tricks for his 24th birthday or something like that. It's not small tricks, bro. We went to like some huge.
They were heavy, huh?
Bro. One of the gaps that he ollied, I forgot the name of it, but it's not even there anymore. They closed it down. The downtown like college gap or whatever. But like it's like, bro, the shit he was skating was just fucking enormous. But either way, the question is, I've known him for like a long time, and he's been your friend for a minute now. How long have you known
Want to know a
Miklo?
crazy story about that one?
What?
All right, so I met him in the same time you did, right? Maybe in
2016 ish.
yeah, I was living in MacArthur Park area,
Okay.
so I met him in that time because some of my friends from Brazil, I used to help them out with photo shoots.
Uh-huh.
So they're like a famous brand in Brazil, so they come over here and I help them get guy models, girl models, anything they need,
Mhm.
pretty much. So then the photographer ended up shooting Miklo, and then I don't know how the fuck I met them through him, through the Brazilians. So then we hung out, and fuck, I already forgot what I was gonna tell you the story.
Meeting Miklo. Crazy story about meeting Miklo for the first time after I told you.
Oh yeah, okay. So whatever, I met him through the Brazilians. We ended up being friends for like a year and a half, and then he's like, "Hey bro, where did you grow up at?" And I'm like, "Oh, I grew up in Maywood." He's like, "Me too." And
No
I'm
way.
like, "Where?" And he's like, "On 5'7". I'm like, "Oh, I grew up on 5'6".
What the fuck?
And then he goes, "Who do you know?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I grew up in this area, and ends up being that I was friends with his stepdad with his stepdad.
How?
So we're the same age, so that was my homie. He was a gangster fool.
His stepdad? Oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
Wait, so
like-
you're older than Miklo?
Yeah, I'm older than Miklo.
Oh, wait, yeah. Like, Miklo's, I think, around my age.
Yeah, he's your age. So
Wow,
he
that's
grew up,
interesting.
He grew up with all the little homies from the block. So then, that's why all the little homies that are not skater, they know Miklo. And they know me
Wow.
because I used to play soccer with the young kids. So,
Yeah.
So then ends up being that Miklo like, "Bro, you know my stepdad." And then
Damn.
it ends up being that was my homie in the 5th grade, some crazy gangster
What
fool
the
that was cool with me.
fuck?
So I'm like, "That's your dad? I seen that fool beat some fool in the first day of 6th grade. That fool beat up some kid, and then the kid the next day, I told that kid like, "Damn, dog, you got your ass whooped." He's like, "What do you mean? That was my twin brother." And for like 3 years, I thought he had a twin brother, and he didn't. That fucking liar.
That's so funny.
I was like,
That was
"That-
my twin brother.
Yeah, he got
Yo,
me."
that's a good one, dude. You can't get away with that shit nowadays with social media and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
back in the day, oh, this random guy beat up. Nah, that was my twin,
Yeah, I
bro.
was confused for like to the end of the 8th grade till that guy got locked up, and I asked him like, "Hey, that fool had a brother, right?" Like, "No, that fool never had no brother." I'm like, "Oh, that fool lied."
That's so funny. But dude, shout out to Miklo because when I hung out with him, he had this other friend. He was a skater dude, but I think he was like more on the business end of Miklo's brand. Well, I forgot that guy's name, but basically Miklo would do this thing where
TJ?
it might have been TJ. He would get this like van and
Oh, SB Safari.
SB Safari, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Miklo would get this van with SB Safari, and they would pick up all these kids from I guess Miklo's area,
Yeah.
and they would just take him to all these different skate parks. And dude, I had a dude in my life when I was like 10, 12 who did the same thing for me, and that shit was so sick and helpful, bro. He literally just like for no reason, just because he was hyped on me and my crew, he would take us to different skate spots just for no reason, and like it helped us get better. It was a cool life experience, and I'm like 2 or 3 times on those trips, and that shit's hella cool, dude. Like they just take all these like little kids who are like, you know, and from not the greatest areas, but they're talented skateboarders, or like they could be talented skateboarders, and they just take them to these like, you know, cool spots, and they just film and like give them boards and shit. And I did a video with them. It was like blood in, blood out, like day, you know, out skating or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I forgot the name of the kid, but one of the kids we had with us, he's now on DGK. I forgot his name.
Ooh.
He's like this Hispanic kid, but he's super fucking good, dude. I remember even when he was skating with us, I was like, bruh, I was like, This kid is like,
Did he
he's
come
like
out
too good. Like
he came out on SLS or no?
he might have been on SLS, but
they've been promoting something. Meek's like, since back then that kid.
oh yeah,
So
yeah.
it might be the same one you're talking about.
Yeah, he's on DGK and shit. He's like
shit.
stupid good, bro. When he was with us, like his skill level compared to everyone, I was like, it feels like we're skating with the pro right now. But he was just a kid.
That program, whatever the SB Safari thing he's doing, that's a good thing for the kids, bro. That
So super good, bro.
like I didn't have. I'm telling you, I grew up when skateboarding was not cool. This was.
Yeah.
You were a fucking apparently you were a Satan worshiper. You were a skater apparently. Like that's how. Even in my high school, bro, we had a separate section for us. Like we used to there was two lunch areas, right, and the hallway separating them.
Mm-hmm.
So the popular people could get in one area, and all the maniacs or the Satanas side they used to call it, the Satan side.
Satanas.
So if you're a skater,
say that word again.
Satanas.
Satanas.
So if you're a skater, if you're a rocker, if you listen to K-Rock back then, Y107. Shit like that, you had to kick it on that side.
Damn.
And then I remember when I started smoking weed, I used to
listen to K-Rock. That's
yeah,
so funny, bro.
If you listen to K-Rock, you were a freak, bro. They'll scream like freaks at me.
Bro.
They'll be screaming shit at me like,
Freaks.
bro, I'm a skater, dog. What the fuck?
That's so funny, dude.
But back then I had spiky hair, dick.
You said you were a punk.
Yeah, I was punk skater.
Were you ever like depressed? Like, did you ever feel like I'm being bullied at school? Like,
No, what the hell? Hell no, bro. I had a big nose. I had to fucking know how to talk shit growing up.
oh my god.
I've been learning how to talk shit since like the 4th grade, cause fools will pick on me like, hey, skinny big nose motherfucker. And
Oh
I'm like, shut
my
up,
god.
fat fuck. And
Yo,
then
do you want to roll yourself a joint? I have some weed and shit.
No, I'll smoke. I brought some weed. I'll smoke after.
Really?
If
Okay,
I smoke,
okay.
I'm gonna get stuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
You gonna get too faded or some shit like that?
Huh?
Oh yeah, and Doug had rolled you a blunt right here.
I'll smoke
But,
it after, cause if I get stuck right here, I don't want to get all like
Okay.
overthinking.
We're going to do an after show as well after this.
Yeah.
But you can like stick around if you're down, or like be a part of it if you're down. But I have a couple more questions. You've got your clothes to a lot of people. Like it's like I'm always like kind of shocked. Like I was scrolling through your Instagram the other day yesterday because I was trying to make a thumbnail.
Yeah.
And I was going through your tags because like there's no photos of you at all.
Yeah,
really.
I was like, fucking Yuri, how to get that page? You know my personal Instagram?
I went through your.
I don't have myself on. I have myself maybe 7%.
We should update that photo though, because it is like an older photo. Unless you like it, I think it went pretty well.
I don't. I always tell people like I let the brand talk for itself. They don't gotta see what I look like.
Oh, okay.
They could hear the voice. They could see the art. The art talks for itself. The photography talks for itself. I do everything, so it's me talking, bro.
Yeah.
Via art.
Okay, that makes sense. I think the picture's fine. But anyway, so like I was going through Instagram and I saw like I already knew that you've had your clothes on Soulja Boy like 10 years ago or like 8 years ago, a long time ago.
MySpace days.
Yeah,
bro.
MySpace days. Soulja Boy's wearing Scumbags already, and he has like hella photos to prove it. And not only Soulja Boy, but a lot of people don't remember this name. But there was this rapper back in the day. He's in jail for some foul shit nowadays. But there was this rapper back in the days named D Flores, and he was like one of the first people that was like going viral on Instagram, like one of the first viral like Instagram rappers, like kind of like a 6ix9ine of back in the day, because he would do these like antics of he would go on his balcony in Las Vegas and just throw hundreds or like, you know, tons of ones off his balcony and just be like, fuck it, I just threw 5,000 off the balcony. He would take giant pints of lean and be like, this is $2,000 right here, and pour it down the sink. And he would just be wasting money and flaunting how rich he was. And a lot of people don't know his name, but I was talking to you a while ago and I brought up his name and you're like, bro, he was wearing my shit too.
Yeah, I met him in Hollywood once.
Bro, that's fucking crazy.
Cause he had hit me up like, cause I used to hook up Soulja Boy with gear. Well, shout out to M to the K.
You met Soulja Boy in person as well?
No, I've never met Soulja Boy, cause I would, M to the K. He was just on No Jumper. He was gonna fight the fake Drake. Well, he fought the fake Drake.
Oh, okay.
That guy. Have you seen it on YouTube?
No.
You know the fake Drake?
Yeah, I know the fake Drake,
So,
but M2K.
M to the K fought him.
M2K.
So then M to the K was Soulja Boy on SOD Money.
Mm-hmm.
So then M to the K was cool with me. I would go film him behind the scenes shit. I was doing the gang of work, back then. So then we're in the car, and then Soulja Boy calls M to the K and like, hey, where you at? He's like, oh, we're in the car right here cruising downtown. I'm with Scumbag. Like, with who? Scumbag. Like, oh, that fool shit's hard. Let me get some gear. Tell him to give me some mediums.
Oh, fire.
So I'm like, oh, shit. This is MySpace days, bro. It was hard to get to a celebrity, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
And Soulja Boy people be now like, oh, Soulja Boy. Back then, he was popping, dog. That fool was
super popping.
Well, he's still relevant, bro. They still talk about the guy.
No, yeah, exactly.
But back then, it was like, damn, he was waiting there for free. Never asked me for money for marketing. All these people have never asked me for, like, oh, like, I'll wear it, but you got to pay me. I guess they like my shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they
if
just
they
want to
like
wear
it, right? So I'm
Mhm.
guessing, like, if they like it, they're going to wear it. if I have to pay you to wear my shit, then that means you really don't fuck with me.
Yeah, exactly. Or you don't like the clothing that much.
Yeah, you don't like the clothes that much. So it's like, I'd rather give it to people that will wear my shit. Well, anyways, that's how we got to Enter the K. Then I met D Flores because of Enter the K.
As well?
Yeah, because they were on the same group. Because then Soldier Boy had signed D Flores. So then they all became a crew. And then I remember D Flores hit me up when he was in downtown. He's like, yo, come down. Bring some gear for me and for Chief Keef. Have you heard of him? And I was like, no, I haven't. Bro, then when Chief Keef was brand new and Soldier Boy brought him to the apartments in downtown. And I was like, oh, shit, no, I never heard of him. And I forgot. I had a job back then, so I couldn't get out of work or something to take them gear. And then I was like, later on, like, oh, shit, Chief Keef blew up. Like,
no, at that time, he had already dropped that one song that blew up. And I remember when D Flores linked up with Chief Keef, I was like, whoa, this is going to be so fire. Guys, if you go search up D Flores, Chief Keef, it's the worst song. Chief Keef does very good, very good rapper. D Flores, it's so bad, bro. He was not a good rapper at all. He
had 3 good songs.
He was popular because of his antics, dude. It was like his antics were just ridiculous. It was like viral,
He was fucking viral, bro.
Yeah, he was viral back in the day.
It wasn't $5,000. He threw $10,000 off the balcony. When Soldier Boy signed him or something, like,
bro,
here's what Soldier Boy signed me for. So then he threw it out the balcony. I was like, damn, that was crazy.
Bro, it was one of the funniest things. I remember back in the day seeing his Instagram. Is like, I think at that time I was learning about computers and shit, right? Now, like, I was knowing how to, like, build computers or whatever, all that stuff. And he was doing this thing where, to anyone that knows about computers, they'll know how ridiculous this sounds. He was, like, filming his bed, and his bed had, like, a pile of, like, 15 identical MacBooks. And then he had in his hand a brand new MacBook in the box. And he's like, every time one of my MacBooks gets full, I just buy another one. So every time his hard drive space gets full on one of his Macs, he just bought another one. And he showed a pile of like 10, 15 MacBooks and a brand new one. And I was like, bro, have you ever heard like some people have more money than brains? It's that was like the definition of that. I was like, that is so fucking funny, bro.
People don't know about storage cards. To this day, bro, because I do consulting for other brands and shit on the side. And I'd be telling, like, oh, we got to put in a hard drive. People don't know. Like, really, bro, it's 2022. People still don't know. And back then, D Flores didn't either.
Bro, but it was like, I'm not sure if he was trolling or not, but it was funny. It was like one of those funny antics. But if you, he's locked up for some crazy fucking
I just remember he had a bunch of colognes. I remember he'd be like, he'd go into his bathroom, like, yo, check it out. He had a hella colognes, bro. He had a shitload, like 200 colognes. Like, what?
Jesus Christ.
One spray for every day? Like,
I know, right? Like different like smell for every day of the week.
But yeah, he wore it a lot. And then he would send me pictures of him wearing Scumbags with the Game. I have a picture of the Game, Soldier Boy, and D Flores wearing Scumbags. Even I used to have people on the Games camp wearing my shit. I've been around for a long time, but like behind the scenes, like my brand has been everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I've been on J-Rock. I've been on Kendrick Lamar. I used to give Kendrick Lamar clothes like in 2009, bro. Like,
that's insane.
Yeah, it's insane to think of it now because back then I was hooking up TDE, right? Because I knew somebody from TDE.
No way.
Yeah, so this was in 2009. So bro, it was MySpace, and then we got this opportunity to give it to J-Rock, and J-Rock at the time had a song with Lil Wayne called "In the Ghetto" or some shit like that. So back then, J-Rock was the main eyes on TDE.
Okay.
So then I went to go meet up with J-Rock thanks to Buzz from Street Approved. He's like, hey, yo, pull up to right here to Chinatown. I'm right here with J-Rock. We're gonna take pictures, bring some gear. I get there, I give him gear. He takes pictures with it. Next thing you know, he does 3 music videos with my shit.
Wow.
So there's three J-Rock videos with Scumbags in it. Then I remember I got them. Have you ever been to the Garage Skate Park? I mean, Garage Skate Shop?
No, I don't think so. Where is it?
Atlantic and Whittier.
No, I don't think so.
So that's right there. And then they had hit me up like, hey, you got a space for a photo shoot that's all tagged up. And that spot was all tagged up. So then I got them the hookup. So it was, I think who showed up? Glasses Malone, J-Rock. I got J-Rock on a skateboard. He was like, hey, let me try that shit. And he tried to skate. And I go, hey, watch out. You're going to be taking pictures right now. Do not try no tricks, dog. You're going to break yourself. So then he was trying to skate in there. I think Vincent, what's his last name? You know Vincent?
Alvarez? No. Oh, wait.
The big 360 flips. He used to have long, hairy fur. Now he's bald.
Fuck, I know who you're talking about, dude.
That's the homie, but fuck, I can't remember.
Bro, wait, really? Guys, if you like scroll through like Instagram and like look at skateboarding content and shit like that, you're gonna eventually come across this old viral clip. Oh yeah, Luevanos or something like that. There's an old viral clip of him that has like hundreds of millions of views of him tray flipping over the LA River. Yeah. The LA River is huge,
and
guys.
And he catches it with 1 foot. catches with one
He
foot.
catches it so steezy. People have used that clip so many times for like random.
Viral?
Bro, it's gone viral like 10 times. I feel like already, and it's so sick to see. Like to this day, he's still like killing it.
No, he killed. That fool's fucking crazy. I
Bro.
still skate with them here and there. Like that fool buzz. Oh, what? Did you ever see the one where he did for Fool's Gone Wild, where he dresses up as Little E?
And he like does a back three or something like
does
that.
He does a 3 flip, and then we're at El Sereno, so he ollies over the 10 stairs.
Oh
You know
shit!
those ugly ones
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
side?
yeah,
Bro, first try with chancletas on, bro. You know the loafers?
yeah.
He's all like, he went to my office like, hey, I want to film some shit. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
what? He goes,
God.
look I got this costume. So then he turned to Little E. Then we went to El Sereno and 3 flip, and then ollie over the steps in the chancletas. First try, bro. What the fuck?
If you look at this guy skating, he like particularly only skates really big shit, and it's like there's a lot of people where if I were to bail on that 10 stair, it's like, oh my god, like that was a big deal to me. To him, he'll probably not bail, but if he does, it's like he'll just jump up and try it again like it was nothing. You know what I mean? Like it's like not a big deal to him for some reason.
Well, whoever's making clips right now, look for the Fool's Gone Wild, Little E, Vincent, doing the 3 flip, olling over the steps, and the loafers, bro. He's doing it in fucking loafers. Put
Bro.
it right here in the clips.
Hopefully we have someone doing that.
Well, I have the original video, so if you need it for the clip, I got you.
Let's go.
Because I filmed it. So,
Dude, that dude's fucking hella good. Oh, but since we're talking about like you getting clothes on other people, which is like that's insane. The TD J Rock shit.
yeah.
You've met hella fucking
Oh, and
people.
it came out my bad. It came out on the Source too. J Rock Ward on the Source back then when magazines were cool.
Bro.
So I still have that like maybe that was the second last magazine ever that anyone gave a fuck. Cause that's when MySpace and all shit started blowing up. So no one gave a fuck about magazines. But bro, I went to 7-Eleven, bought the Source, and it had Scumbags in it.
That's fucking insane. And I feel like at that time, publications like that would like blur out random brands.
and
You know,
they'll
like
cost.
you got kind of lucky.
Yeah, you had to pay for that. Back then, you had to pay anything for anything, bro. Anything you had to pay for because you didn't have access to anything. Nothing was a phone call away. Not like, oh, my buddy does this, so I'm just gonna DM him and they might read it. Back then, I was like, bro, who do I call?
Yeah, exactly.
Where do I go? Who do I email?
Yeah, there's no
nothing.
connections at all unless you're in Hollywood
Yeah, so
or
that's
in
why-
the industry.
So now that I'm still doing clothing, bro, it's way easier not to connect to people. Like, bro, I come out on No Jumper a lot because of you, thanks to you. You always shout me out. Pot Lord too. I've been on Drink Champs twice on the Tory Lanez episode. Like they wearing Scumbags on Drink Champs.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Is it DJ FN or EFN?
EFN.
How did you get your clothes on DJ EFN? Because Drink Champs, they've always been huge, but recently, the past month,
Bro,
they've gone through like a viral, little thing with Kanye and shit.
But I think they're the best podcasts out there. Well, hip hop wise, I think they're the best because they really it's all hip hop.
yeah.
So it's pretty.
And you
dope.
like that they drink probably too.
I just like, cause I guess I grew up in that era where Dipset, so I'm trying to find out all the backstory. So every time I listen to it, like, you might listen to it like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm over here listening to like, oh, that was the beat between 50 and Diddy. Oh, that was so then I'm like,
That's fire.
So as a kid, back then there was no Instagram. It was just magazines. So Tupac and Biggie beef, Jay-Z and Nas beef.
You don't know too much.
And then you didn't know too much.
Yeah.
Whatever was told was told. That's it. And then like,
so that's interesting. But how'd you connect with DJ EFN?
I had DM'd them and we just started chopping it up. He's Cuban too and shit. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Cuban, I was like, hey, I'm Cuban too. And then we just started talking. Ends up being he's from Southgate. So I was like, oh, I went to Southgate High School too. And he's always shouting out Southgate on Drink Champs.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, I went to Southgate. I still skate there with all the homies and shit. We became friends. I sent him some gear and he rocked it twice on the show. I was like, what the fuck?
That's so fucking
Yeah,
fire.
it was on the Revolt website. Like right, you click on Revolt. Like it was him wearing Scumbags with Tory Lanez and
Bro.
like my shit's been viral, but like I'm not blowing up. Like to be honest, I'm like a mixtape. Like my brand's like a mixtape. Like I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing, but I don't have a Drake hit.
Oh, I feel. Wait, really? Like even
like Necro. Everybody knows Necro.
Yeah.
You fuck with him, respect them. But he's not on the radio.
I see.
And Scumbags, he's not. Everybody's. Oh, I want to wear Scumbags like a trend. I'm not. I always made my brand not trendy. I don't want to be trendy. I don't care what's in style. Oh, this is hot right now. I don't give a fuck, dog. I'm gonna tell you my story through my clothing brand. So y'all make all the trendy shit. That's why everybody has died out in 3 years.
Honestly, yeah, I was gonna say that is like that's the main thing a lot of people do nowadays is like they'll make a brand, try to make it as trendy or as poppin' as possible, make as much money as possible because they're looking to be successful, be a millionaire, wear a watch and have a nice car and a house, all this shit. But they have like no foundation that their brand is built
But you
on.
know
But
why?
at this point, it's like throughout all the years and all the people that have rocked your shit, it's like you have a solid foundation of people who have fucked with you, but those people don't look at your brand going like, oh, it's like supreme, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
wore it or whatever it is. It's like people look at it going like, oh, this is fire, I want to wear it, and they don't even probably even understand that like this actually has a nice, you know, solid foundation to it as well, where people
Well,
fuck with it and it's been out around for a minute.
that's why I think people fuck with it too, cause of me. I apparently, cause people like, oh, I always fuck with you for years. I always fuck with you for years. I'm like, damn, is it
Oh,
just
really?
that I've always been cool with everybody? Like,
Mm.
I've always been like with you. I'm cool with you. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
everybody I meet, I'm cool with. Like, I try to help everybody out that I can. Like, I'll design for you. I'll help you out. I help everybody help each other out. We all make money, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's why I think I've lasted this long, because I've never done people dirty or nothing like that. Like,
Were you helping Miklo with his Blood In Blood Out brand?
I help him out, I give him pointers here and there, but I'm letting him learn on his own.
Mm.
You know, like he's at that age where let him experiment, figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I see him fucking up, I tell him, hey, why don't you do this? And he listens to me. He listens to a lot of shit I say. So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but I don't try to be big bro to him like all day. But when he comes to my office, I give him some advice.
Mhm.
And then he's one of the only people that actually uses my advice.
Oh, really?
And then I see his brand blowing up. I'm like, all right, this fool's actually paying attention. I tell other people shit like, oh, I took your advice, but then I decided to do something else. And I'm like, bro, all you had to do was take my advice and it'll work. You know,
Yeah.
I've been here since 2008 fucking up.
Dude, I feel so bad for Miklo because he had a really big Instagram. I forgot how many followers he had, but
They hacked it, huh?
he had a pretty large Instagram, and he's gone viral a couple of times for his skateboarding shit, where he's done a front three over like a guy with a cart, you know, like a corn guy or something like that, like over. He's done a front
hip hop.
Yeah, he's been on World Star Hip Hop numerous times for bombing hills in San Francisco, jumping over stuff, doing all this crazy shit. He had a nice following built up, and his Instagram got hacked. And his Instagram DM'd me saying, hey fam, like you want to make 10,000 on Cash App? And I was like, no, Meek. I felt so bad because I was like, bro, this is his IG. Like this is really he doesn't have a YouTube or anything else. That's his only thing. I was like, fuck, man.
He should make a YouTube.
Yeah, 100%. I felt super bad about that.
Yeah, that shit was fucked up because it did hit him hard.
Yeah. How'd you link up with the Hoff twins? Same way, like just IG?
The Hoff twins? How did I hook up with them?
There's a picture of.
I know. I was supposed to kick it with them here in LA when he came.
Oh, really?
Like,
I thought you were gonna say like, who are the Hoff twins?
No. I know I gave him gear, but I think I DM one of them. I'm telling you, people fuck with I guess my brand's dope, dog. I don't know. I don't like. I'm always thinking that I could always do better, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm always like, if you drop a podcast today, you see it tomorrow, you're like, I could do better. I should.
Yeah, 100%.
So you're a Taurus, bro. So it's like we're never satisfied.
Okay.
Satisfaction level not there.
I see.
You're never satisfied with nothing you do, right?
Interesting. I never thought about it like that. I'm not a big horoscope guy.
Well, yeah, me either. But I guess the Taurus. When I read the Taurus, I'm like, damn, no wonder I'm overthinking shit. Like, are you an overthinker?
Yeah, I am an overthinker. God damn it!
It's
but
annoying, right?
Yeah, but I think that should. Yeah, it is annoying.
Who's your number one hater? Your mind, right?
Yeah, I know that's true.
So that's why I don't believe in haters, dog. Cause dog, I have so many issues with myself, like battling myself. Like, bro, I don't have no time for another hater. Like, as a Taurus, you overthink everything.
That's funny.
And then you're there thinking for hours. Like, fuck all that, dog.
That is true, bro. I sometimes I do find myself stuck like before streams, or I remember back in the day what happened before I would go skate or before I go vlogging. I would just like sit there and like think of what I wanted to do that day, and then I would like you're saying, I would just overthink. The next thing you know, like 3 hours have passed by and I didn't do anything, and I'm just sitting there like doing bullshit, just thinking about what I want to do or what could happen or whatever it is, and I would always have to just kick myself in the ass and be like, just go. You know what I mean?
Do you have the problem where you're thinking for 3 hours and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna go do it, and now you make 7 excuses why you shouldn't go, and then you're here convincing yourself why you shouldn't go. As a Taurus, you're like, you know what? These make sense. You're right. Maybe I shouldn't do this. And you're like, then you start fighting yourself as a Taurus. And I'm like, man, I hate that part now. Like,
no, I do have this thing where it's not like I convince myself not to go, but I just like I get stuck in. I want to use my time productively, right? And I don't want to do the wrong thing, but then I catch myself, like I said, wasting 2-3 hours doing nothing, thinking about being productive, and I'm like, I just did nothing. You know what I mean? Trying to do something. And it's like the stupidest shit. You know what I mean?
In your head, you were thinking like a million ideas.
Exactly.
And you're like, it wasn't a waste of time, but it was a waste of time. But it's like, I kind of sat there for 3 hours and solved the problem. Right? Like,
dude, sometimes I have that with Riley where like she'll like, you know, she'll go to work or she'll go leave the house for a little bit and the room's in the state it's in. And then she'll come back later and be like, you haven't done anything. And I'm like, telling her, I'm like, I've been figuring shit out, basically. Like, it's kind of like what you're talking about, like just thinking in my brain the whole time of like, what should the stream idea be for the next one? I could do this, but then no, then this could happen. And then I'm just like sitting there thinking for a long time. And in reality, I need to get that thought process out of the way to reach the goal of the, you know, the final.
Keep it, but try to decrease it by 50%. Because I'm on it where it's already taking over me, where I'm like, nah, like it's too much back and forth. Because our minds probably think like a whiteboard, split in the middle. We put the negative, we put the positives, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we're batting when it's 4 negatives and 4 positives. Then it's kind of like nowhere to go, you know. So then you're probably thinking like how you said like 3 hours were gone, but when she came back, when she left, you had a problem in your head, unsolved. And when she came back, you probably told her how to solve it, how to get out of it, and what's gonna happen after.
That's true. Yeah,
so
yeah.
So then it's. I think us, we just to sit there in our calmness, like. Cause I'm like you, I gotta clean everything before, like your shit's clean. Like my office is clean as fuck. I gotta clean it before I think.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, even before I even work, it's like I need to just organize everything because I can't just sit down and like I don't know, just like look to the left of me and see there's like empty cans or something like that. It's like
everything. Look at the condomas are laid out. The backpacks are laid out straight. The earphone, bro. I'm like the same shit. If it's not, that's gonna bug me.
I know.
I can't work that good if that shit's on the table. The headphone's on the table. I can't work that. It has to be on a hanger.
That's so fucking funny.
It's annoying though.
God damn! I had another question I was gonna ask you, but I forgot what it was. But since you told me that you've been working on, you've been promoting yourself on Twitter for a long time now. What do you think about Elon Musk taking over Twitter? And now I'm not sure if I don't have a Twitter, so I'm not sure if you're verified or not. But what do you think about him selling the verified badge? I'm not sure if you heard of that. You can pay, I think, $8 to $20 a month now, and you can have the blue check mark.
But it's with the internet. I've been since here forever on the internet. I've been making money off the internet, fucking around on the internet, playing with the internet for a long time. It's like I saw that today actually, and I was like, damn, $20 to be verified to tell you that I'm the real truth. I don't
got a shot of this.
Let's go. Let's take another one.
Oh shit, let's go. Sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
So, do I gotta pay? I don't know, cause I just find like get verified. So you know me. Do I have a blue check mark next to my name?
No.
Am I a real person?
Yes.
What the fuck do you need? What the fuck do you need, dog?
I know exactly, but the one good point that someone brought up, I think it was Moisty Critical that I didn't really think about, which is. The main reason why the blue check mark is beneficial is because if you get to a point where you're, mega viral, everyone knows your name, and everyone's gonna start copying the name Scumbags. They'll write in a different way, at Scumbags this way, at Scumbags that way.
I have the original Scumbags, dog.
But they can like try to like take advantage of the fact that there's no distinguishing feature to your name. You know what I mean? So like when you have a blue check mark, it says this is actually Scumbags. But if you have like 4 different Scumbags under the same name, and there's a YouTube channel that says Scumbags because they got the name before you did, it's like it kind of like ruins that whole thing where like people can get scammed or use your name to do shit, and it kind of like it adds a little filter of authenticity.
I've only heard girls getting scammed from my page because the stuff I've heard is like fools making up scumbag pages and telling the girls like, yeah, let's shoot and model whatever, and then they ask them for like, oh, let me see you naked to see that you fit the right angle. Like,
what the fuck?
I don't even say that kind of shit. Like,
oh my god,
dude. I heard some chick was saying nudes to some dude, and I was like, damn.
And she got like mad at you because she thought it was you or something.
No, I was fucking her homegirl, so she asked her homegirl like, hey, why did your friend ask for nudes?
What
to
the
model?
fuck?
And I'm like, what email did she email? She sent me the email. I was like, that's not me, bro. Like, you got fucked.
Damn.
And then yeah, that was back then, so that's why I don't read the internet no more. I haven't read the internet since like 2015, bro. That shit, read the comments, reading all that shit. On the internet, fool, you just gotta post shit, not read shit.
Yeah.
And keep moving, because if you start reading, you're gonna start doubting yourself.
It's funny that you bring that up now because I've kind of noticed. I've done 2 IRL streams with you, a skateboarding one and the downtown one. And usually when I do IRL streams, people are interested in like seeing what the comments are saying, what the chat is saying. And I've noticed every time I'm streaming with you, like you don't even care. You know what I mean? It's like almost like I'm not even streaming, which I like.
Hey, dog, who's the director?
Me, I guess. Yeah.
Then fucking tell the story. What the fuck? That's what I don't understand, because people be letting their, like, let's say I grew up to TV, of course, so like. Imagine if all the opinions I had to, or like when somebody's watching a football game, hey bro, you should have threw it to the left. Imagine if he listened. Imagine if the quarterback listened.
Yeah, it would make you doubt yourself and like and all this shit.
You're gonna take. Okay, he's telling you to throw it to the left. Hey, have you ever been on the field, bro?
I know exactly. You see what the situation is like right now. You see that guy's not looking at me, and this guy is. So actually, I have an opening right there. See, it's like
you gotta stay focused, bro.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't read none of that shit. Like, I on my DMs, I read my positive shit because I get negative DMs too, But a lot of people fuck with my shit. I reply to all the positive ones for a fact. Like, and if I read like, hey, fuck you, no. Some people be like, no, fuck you too. I'm not gonna pay no attention to that shit, dog.
Yeah,
like, there's people that actually love me, and I only have 24 hours in one day, so I could give 2 hours to my fans or my followers, people that fuck with my brand, or to a hater? Fuck no. What
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hell? Like,
I find it humorous, like, because I've always been on that same thing, like, where if I get any negative comments, like, even back in the day when I had like 2,000 Instagram followers, when I first started interning for No Jumper, I remember I got like a couple DMs of like 5 or 6 dudes who would like DM me saying like, you're just like, you're the fucking punching bag of No Jumper. They just bully you. They just do this. Like, they would just be hating on me. And, like, I remember even back in the day, I had this mentality of like, I just ignore it. You know, it's like, I don't really care.
When you read it in the beginning, did you get insecure or did you just brush
No,
it off, to be honest?
I always, like, me and my homies, like, we would roast each other harsh. You know what I mean? Like, when we got mad at each other or when we're just having fun, like, and we know about each other. We've known each other for like 10 years, so we know how to hit you where it hits hard. You know what I mean? Like, we'll make fun of your mom's broken back that, you know, like, no one wants to know about, or some shit. Like, you know, we'll say shit.
You've been in those crazy group chats.
Exactly.
Anything goes down.
Exactly.
Dog,
so
like,
it's like when I see stuff like that in the, you know, in like random DMs, I'm like, I like approach it from like a humorous aspect where like I just ignore it. But if a person's trying to roast me and they're like kind of coming from a funny way, I will reply, and it usually does turn into like actual normal conversation. But it's like, I find it's like it gets really funny when they really try to hurt your feelings. Because I forgot who it was, but like some random dude DM me, and it was like a paragraph about how shitty of a person I am, and I was like, what the hell? And I scrolled up, and it was like 5 more of them. It was like 5 more of these long ass paragraphs, like talking about all this shit, how like he hates me, I'm like the worst person, I deserve cancer, I need to die, like all this crazy shit. And I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, bro, like, never in my life, even when I was jobless, just skateboarding, getting high every day, even then, I felt like my time was too valuable to fucking sit there and write a message for 30 minutes, you know what I mean, about how terrible Scumbags is.
He don't even know you, to be honest. Like, if your friend wrote you that message, you'll read it, right?
Yeah, then I'd be like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
he knows you personally.
Exactly.
So, damn, what did I do? I fucked up or something? My behavior ruined something.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're getting some fool that probably is mad at the world. He's at home with no bitches or fucking the same bitch over and over who's whack ass baby mama, and they're just seeing you live your life. Cause I'd be getting comments like, fuck yeah, scumbag, get all the bitches, fuck all the bitches. And later on, like, dick, you're whack, fool. Dick, that bitch ain't shit. That bitch had no ass. And then I start just getting there like, dick, fool, you're whack. And it comes from positivity to negativity. So I'm like, damn, why is this behavior from these people changing, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, I ain't changing. I'm still getting bitches. So they've been following me for 10 years. They're gonna be like, Munir's gonna settle down at some point. And it's like, nah, dog, I'm still gonna keep fucking bitches living the dream.
Oh my god.
And they're gonna be at home like, dick, why don't you settle down and have kids like me?
Are you trying to
bored.
be? Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm the, like I said again, I'm the director of my life. I'm making this movie.
I see.
So I hire the actors I want. That's why I don't have no whack ass homies. I don't have no. Everybody that's done me dirty, they're gone. Next day. None of that. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're sorry. That's cool. I don't trust you no more, and that's my choice. I trust you. Let's not fuck.
I have the same mentality where it's just like I don't like argue or whatever. It's like if it's like if it's a misunderstanding, yeah, we could figure it out. But if it's a thing where I've seen you purposely like do something shady towards me, it's like I just like I'm like I will just silently disconnect.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I just like no, like
because you know who they really are now. So
exactly.
It's like if you stay there, it's your fault. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, at that point.
So that's why I choose all my friends. Like I know what I'm doing with my life. Like the movie I'm playing, like everything I do is like.
You feel like you're the main character?
I don't feel like I'm a character at all. To be honest, I don't even feel like I exist at times. I'm just narrating this movie.
Oh, this guy.
Let's take the shot.
Yeah, let's take the shot. Wait, I have one last question to ask you before we get out of here as well. Cheers. Oh God, Jesus! I only drink vodka strictly, and I really did not think I was gonna drink today.
That one's not that hard. It won't get you fucked up.
But that's tequila, I believe, and it has like a spicy taste to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like
vodka tastes so dangerous to me, dog. I grew up drinking vodka and cranberry for like 7 years in the clubs.
Really? That tastes dangerous to me. But probably because you had so many negative experiences with vodka cranberry.
And with this too, but
oh really?
This one blacks. Well, like if I'm partying all night, then fuck.
Yeah. All right. So one last thing I want to ask you is also another like small world type situation is I used to know I haven't talked to him in a long time, so but I used to I've hung out with him a couple times, and I would say he was like a friend at that time is Smokeasack, the producer for like a lot of the like Lil Peep songs or whatever. And I remember when he first moved to LA, he had like got a couple chains done, and he got them from Blue Moon and Co. And like I remember that's when I first heard of Blue Moon and Co. like 2017 or 2016 or around that time when he moved to LA and he got those chains and shit. And And then like I haven't really heard of them since. I had a couple other friends who also went to Blue Moon and Co. to get like some things done. But then I saw you're like really close with the brand, and you invited me to the Halloween party. Thank you for that, by the way. But Riley and I were just like decided to do nothing on Halloween.
Dude, everybody was burned out on that day, I guess.
Really?
Because everybody was partying this weekend at.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is it was on a Monday, so it just like everyone partied the weekend, and then for Halloween to fall on a Monday sucks.
And then Escape was this weekend, right? What
oh yeah, Duno said he went to Escape.
Dude,
yeah, you're right.
Everybody was there, so everybody was all fucked up.
No, yeah, you're right. But how'd you like link up with Blue Moon and Co?
Again, they're from the city of Bell, so the main owner went to Bell High School.
Oh, really?
So then one time it was like maybe 2014. I had went with my barber at the time to Blue Moon Hookah Lounge, and then when I got in there, the owner was all like, "Hey, Scumbags, I fuck with you heavy."
No way.
And then he gave me service, like he gave me hookahs, he gave me all this other shit right there to my table. Like,
that's fine.
I got you for free. I was like, what the fuck? And ever since then, we became friends. That was the main owner, and then ever since then, now I design for him. I print his merch.
That's
like
fire.
The Scumbag shit. So I do a lot of stuff in the back end that I don't talk about.
Yeah.
So I work designing for him. That's like one of my good friends now, you know?
Would you ever get a bust down or some shit?
I used to have a Scumbags chain. Then I went broke. And then I had to pawn it. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, people that want to start a clothing brand, it's a struggle, dog. Like, people don't know, or people think it's all cute. But it's not. Like, if you're really serious about this shit, you hit up and down. Like, I had my ups when, I don't remember, you remember Hunter Moore?
No.
Is Anyone Up website? Revenge porn?
No.
Most hated man on the internet on Netflix.
No, what is this, dude?
It just dropped. Adam talked about him too, but then Adam dissed him, so I'm like, that fool must have fucked Adam's bitches or something. Cause
oh shit, I don't know. I never heard of this guy.
I heard about Hunter Moore, but I heard his dick don't work.
What
he does too much coke. So
I'm like, shit.
You sound like somebody, because Hunter Moore used to fuck all the porn stars, so I'm pretty sure Adam back then was fucking all the porn stars too. So they were in the same. I was fucking all the porn stars too, so it was me, Hunter Moore. I didn't know Adam. I still don't know Adam. So it's like.
What's your relationship with Hunter Moore?
Hunter Moore, me and him did a collab in 2013. That's when my shit blew up.
Oh, shit.
That's why I was doing Scumbags. And it was the beginning of the internet. So I made a website. So I started in 2008. My first online sale was like maybe in 2011. Like, and I was like, whoa, an online sale? How do you even take this shit out?
Oh, shit.
And then it was in Alaska. So I was like, whoa, somebody from Alaska knows about Scumbags. Whatever. So now I started selling kind of cool right there.
Yeah.
And now to bring up Little Peep, my homie who did Little Peep's tattoo right here, Crybaby.
Oh, no way.
He DMs me and he's all like, "Hey, bro, do you know this guy named Hunter Moore?" And I'm like, "Hunter? Like the guy who Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? You know that movie?"
Yeah.
So the guy's name is Hunter, and I'm like, that guy's like, "No, dumb fuck is this guy on the internet." And I looked him up. I'm like, "Oh, the most hated man on the internet. I seen him before on TV." And then he's like, "Send him gear." So that day I sent him gear, and then after that, like, "Bro, your shit's dope.
No
I'm
way.
gonna fuck with your shit." He started promoting my shit. My shit went crazy, dog. That shit started blowing up.
That's crazy.
Then we did our first collab. It was cause he was all into coke and like, I guess it's not satanic, but like the dark side, I guess.
Yeah.
So I designed I got cocaine and I put a upside down cross with a blade on the end. So then I took a picture back then when it was hard I took a picture of it, and then I made it into a shirt. That motherfucker sold like crazy.
Damn.
It started getting bootlegged in Australia, everything.
Fuck.
So with him, I started blowing up. Like, thanks to Hunter Moore, like, it blew up. And then we did 3 collabs, and shit was going sweet. We had like a whole good year run. We did parties in New York. And then he got locked up because he fucking fucked the Storage Wars. You know the Storage Wars? Remember Storage Wars?
Yes.
He fucked one of the fool's wives right there.
And he's in jail because of that?
And then after that, they came for him for all this other internet weird shit. I don't know what he got sentenced for, but he got 2 years in jail. So
holy shit.
All my sales went down. So I was like, bro, we're collabing. Bro, me and Defo were blowing the fuck up, and he was having me on. Like, he was coming out on TV. And Anderson Cooper, he was everywhere, bro. Well, he's back on Netflix. Like, he's popular again.
Oh, my God.
But, whatever. Like, we did 3 collabs. He went to jail, and then I went to shit. And then it took him 2.5 years to get out of jail. And then when he came out, he didn't want to be on the internet no more. Well, he was banned from the internet, too.
Oh, shit.
Because he used to make bitches eat shit. Like,
what the fuck?
Twitter back then was popping. When he was out, he had bitches shoving shampoo bottles up their pussy.
What the
making
fuck?
them eat their own shit. We used to have a contest like,
Jesus Christ,
write scumbags
dude.
on your booty, and then we used to get a lot of booty. Bro, this shit was insane. I used to fuck so many bitches when he was out. Because he's like, "Hey, do I get to meet Hunter?" And I was like, "Yeah." What? Why not meet Hunter? We're fucking. Hunter not even from LA, so.
Jesus
But
Christ.
he recently
dude.
hit me up. So he's living in Colombia now.
Dude,
No, because he came on Netflix.
there needs
And people,
to be. Oh
people
my
started
god,
DMing
bro.
me like, "Hey, he's wearing Scumbags on Netflix, so it's on Netflix now." Scumbags.
This sounds like the creator of like McAfee's Security or whatever it is, like some crazy insane guy, you
No,
know.
no,
like,
he is. He got bro when he was off the internet. He got literally he couldn't get on the internet. He had to have non-smartphones at his house for a while, bro. We had to. His first live stream, I did it with him. Well, we did a FaceTime interview. His first one out of jail, me and him.
oh shit.
So until now he blew up. He's on Netflix and he moved to Colombia. He's like, "Hey, I'm out." So he been DMing me lately, like, "I'm out here, dog. The United States is too crazy." And then he be posting his DMs like, "You sick motherfucker, you're gonna die. I want to stab." He got stabbed too. So they want to like he just gets negative as DMs now, like,
Bro,
because
what the
Netflix made
fuck?
him look so dirty. And then YouTube, there's before the Netflix doc dropped. Netflix dropped one in what I think it was in March. YouTube dropped it in December.
Mhm.
They just made him look like. Even I was like, I collab with that guy.
Oh my
But
god.
other than that, they just making
dude.
him look bad. I knew him. He was a cool ass dude. You know.
Jesus Christ,
But
that
he-
sounds fucking
But
insane.
he blew my
dude.
shit up. That's why Adam 22 and he's like, he brought up revenge porn on. It was like 2 months ago. He brought it
That's
up.
probably
on,
why he went to jail.
Yeah, he did. Well,
Revenge
you
porn.
could listen because I don't want to say what I know. So then he could say his shit. But
Yeah, yeah. Damn, I never even heard of that dude before in my
yeah,
life.
he was so popular, bro. He had Twitter going crazy, bro.
Holy
before
shit.
they locked him up.
Fuck. I think that was all my questions. And also, it's 4:30, so I had requested a tattoo artist to come, so I think he might be outside or something like that. But either way, dude, I appreciate you so much for coming
Yeah,
through.
for sure. Thanks for having me.
No, dude, this was awesome. I feel like this was a really good podcast. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, if you guys can, please drop a like on this. Please drop a comment, letting us know your opinions. And then also, do not forget to subscribe. Check out Scumbags. It's at Scumbags on Instagram and Twitter probably too, right?
On Twitter, scumbags_LA. My website's scumbagscode.com. The Instagram, scumbags with an S, not a Z. Yeah, the first one that pops up, that's me. Unless I'm shadow banned again, like always.
But let's go. Thank you so much,
All right,
man.
thanks to you,
Shout out
man.
to everyone. And then also, guys, for everyone that's watching live, we're going to end the stream, and then we're going to do an after show where Space Goes Dope Perp is going to be getting a Harmonious tattoo. So tune into that if you guys are watching this live. But shout out to everyone.